What's going on, Raiders? Doolum here, and today we've got a very big day in Raid Shadow Legends. We just got a massive update and bringing some of that quality of life improvements that we talked about in my video, the balance changes to Chimera, all the good stuff. I have a video of that on my channel if you're interested in that and missed out on it. But we also have in-game now the Titus Black Plume Fusion event is running, and yeah, this is gonna be a pretty straightforward one, but it is kind of difficult, especially if you push for Tholen Foulbeard like I did and you are fresh out of resources. But before we go any further, make sure you're clicking that download link or scanning the QR code to get Karato Foxhunter. The second you start the game, an amazing legendary nuker. At level 10, you're going to be getting Tagore, an amazing epic support character. At level 20, you're going to be getting Fane, who's got some incredible turn meter steal as well as some pretty crazy damage. And then at level 30, you're going to be getting Vergus, who's a defense-based champion, to help keep your other characters alive. And then, this is super important, day number 1 within the first 24 hours of making your Raid Shadow Legends account. Type in promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, one of the best free legendaries they have ever given. And if you're on iOS, make sure you're clicking a different link in the description to type in any promo codes. All right, and on top of all of those free goodies, we also have the Lemonissi Chase going on. So for Lemonissi Goldwing, you're going to get a free character just for logging in. That's right. As long as you start logging in within the before the end of the month of July, you're going to get a free legendary character. You're also going to get a bunch of gear as well from the Savage set. So pretty awesome. And then you're also going to get all the way up to the 5 split soul as well. Some good goodies along the way, a primal shard as well. So a really great time to start the game on top of all those free goodies that we just talked about. Absolutely amazing. So let's go into this and talk about Titus Black Plume. So let's go over to the news section here and let's go here. So it is a fusion, and he is void. So void fusions are predominantly harder. I'm going to move myself over here. Are predominantly harder than normal. So we have to get 4 of these epic champions: Gom, Yellowhand, epic support, void, and part of the Skinwalkers to be able to do it. The fusion is going to be running from July 3rd to July 17th. So pretty intense. And here's the event. So here's how it works. To summon all of them, you need to fuse Titus Black Plume, you'll need to collect 400 fragments from special events and tournaments. You'll be able to earn all the necessary fragments in these events and tournaments. However, there will be an additional summon rush from July 8th to July 10th where you can earn 50 extra fragments. So if you do have some extra shards, you are going to be able to skip 2 of these events. So here is the list of events. So to start off, we do have Summon Rush from July 4th to July 7th, giving pretty much a quarter. 25 shards is going to be 1/4 of an epic, of the epic that you need. So we've got that. Dungeon Divers 1 from July 4th to July 7th as well. Gear Enhancement from the 5th to the 8th. Champion Training Event from the 9th to the 13th. Gear Enhancement 2 from the 9th to the 12th. Dungeon Divers Event 2 from the 12th to the 15th. And Gear Enhancement 3 from the 13th to the 16th. And then there's going to be tournaments as well. So we have the Dragon Tournament running right now, which if you're working on that, I would wait until the Dungeon Divers event starts running so you can double dip there. Then the Champion Training Tournament, which is running now. I'm starting to work on that. Classic Arena Takedown, super easy. Ice Golem Tournament, Kurosa's Conquest Tournament, Spider Tournament, Champion Chase Tournament, Classic Arena Takedown, and then Fire Knights Tournament as well. And remember, so there's going to be a good amount of these events. So there's going to be 16 of these events. There's an additional Summon Rush from July 8th to July 10th where you can get an extra 50 fragments. So you might want to end up using your summons there instead of doing the Summon Rush for the 4th through the 7th. And instead of doing the summon or the champion chase tournament from the 11th to the 14th, so that you only need one set of events that require shards to cut down on the cost a little bit, because the rest look pretty straightforward outside of gear enhancement event 3. Those are kind of rough because there are 3 of those, and that definitely does take a lot of silver. So you can see I do have 21 million silver, and I've noticed those events roughly take anywhere between like 15 to 18 million silver to complete. So if there's 3 of them, that's going to be 45 to 51 million silver. Is that the to 54 million silver? I was close. So 45 to 54 million silver to be able to complete those roughly. Those are definitely rough numbers. It does change depending on what gear you're upgrading, mythical, stuff like that. All that kind of good stuff. But the rest does not look too bad. And honestly, if this extra event here, the additional summon rush from July 8th to the July 10th, for you can earn 50 extra shard fragments, was not there, I probably wouldn't go for this. Now, the fact that they are running this, my assumption is there's not going to be any sort of bonuses running for opening up shards from the 8th to the 10th to de-incentivize you from that and make you want to pull for the Champion Chase tournament from the 11th to the 14th and the Summon Rush from the 4th to the 7th, because there is going to be some increased drop rates. I believe it was for Void Shards, if I'm not mistaken. I know that was somewhere that there was increased drop rates for Void Shards coming, I believe. Let's see. Summoning Boost. We're doubling the chances of Epic and Legendary from Primal Shards. There it is. So Primal Shards. And that's going to be the 4th to the 7th. And that's going to be what is going to make you want to open in the beginning of this, because it's actually going to give you a better chance of getting some good stuff, as well as this is the Champion Chase one. So this only counts the actual shards you open, not the other one where it counts the amount, the quality that you get. So this is the Summon Rush one. I misspoke. This is the Summon Rush one. And the other one's going to be the Champion Chase tournament. The Champion Chase tournament is going to be the one that determines that however far you go depends on how many epics and legendaries and mythicals you pull, right? So the increased drop rate is helpful here, but it's not helpful here because for the Summon Rush, it's a set amount of shards. So my recommendation would be just wait. Do not pull any shards for the Summon Rush from the 4th to the 7th, or for the Champion Chase tournament from the 11th to the 14th, and instead pull for the Summon Rush that is from the 8th to the 10th, so you can get 50 extra fragments there, and that will allow you to eliminate 2 of these events, which will be the Summon Rush there, and then also the Champion Chase tournament here. Because the rest of these are pretty much just energy and silver. They're not that bad at all and easily doable, honestly. I can do this now. This is making me want to go for him because, honestly, he's a pretty good character, and I need a defense-based character. He is very, very solid. I'm going to slide myself over here while we talk about him for a smidgen of time. But mainly his passive. I know we talked about this kit already, and you can look up that video as well. For each time an enemy hits an ally, that ally's next attack will deal 10% more damage for each hit they take. Stacks up to 100%. The damage increase resets after each that ally deals damage. So this alone is absolutely nuts, especially when you're going into something like Demon Lord that hits 4 times on some attacks, 2 times on another attack, and then 1 time on one of the attacks, the sun. But like, this is nuts. This is so, so good. And an extra like 40%, 60% damage, whatever it is. This is amazing for not only PvE content, but also PvP content. So absolutely amazing here. And now for those of you who are not able to get the fusion, right? Don't look at this event and just go, hey, this is not for me. I get it. Because the epic is worth going for, honestly. Yellowhand is pretty good. So the A1 here attacks 1 enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 30% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. The second hit has a 30% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. That's not bad for an A1. Goes all the way up to 50% if you book it. Now for the A2, Unspoken Bonds, it's booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, 5-turn cooldown initially. places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, also places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 1 turn, and this is on a 3-turn cooldown, and it's doing a 2-turn increased speed buff. And if you end up putting like a relentless set on him and he takes an extra turn somewhere in there, this is always having an increased speed buff on your allies. And it's continuously putting up that continuous heal buff on them as well. Amazing. That's really good. And then for the A3, Yellowhand, Clobber, attack all enemies, decrease the turn meter of all enemies by 15%, and has a 50% chance, booked up to a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. That's nuts. And then it goes on a 3-turn cooldown when it's booked all the way. This guy is pretty damn good. I'm shocked. And then for the passive, whenever an ally is attacked, fill this champion's turn meter by 5% once per attacked ally. Oh my! This is also good. So if the enemy's taking turns, then you're getting 20% turn meter in PvE content, 15 in PvP content. But like, that's nuts. Look, that's really, really strong. And then his aura is going to be increased ally attack in all battles by 25%. Not the best aura, but it is what it is. And he also has a base speed of 104. So if you guys are not looking to get the fusion for whatever reason, you feel like skipping him, he doesn't look like someone who's going to help you. At the very least, get this guy. This guy is awesome, and he's part of the Skinwalkers faction. Maybe it'll help you out with faction wars a little bit, but nevertheless, especially if you're early or mid-game account and you're looking at something or you're looking at a fusion and going, there's no chance I can get that, absolutely get this epic character. He is very good, well worth taking up to 6 stars, and well worth getting up to level 60. Definitely going to be very, very good. I'm shocked at how good he is, but let me know what you guys think about this epic, because I think he's pretty awesome. Also, let me know what you guys think regarding my plan for the fusion and your thoughts on Titus Blackplume. But until next time, make sure you're clicking that download link below, and make sure you are starting Raid Shadow Legends off the right way. Until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, Raiders.